So within us, whether you're a man or a woman, you will have masculine and feminine energy within you. Okay? The masculine energy is all about doing, getting shit done. It's all about like facts, logic. It's like this kind of energy, right? Moving forward energy. Right? There's a problem, here's the solution. How quickly can we get there? It's not about the journey. The feminine energy, and it's very powerful, by the way, the feminine energy, as is the masculine in a different way. The feminine energy is all about being. It's not a forward moving motion. You don't go chase things. You go get things in the masculine. You go out to hunt. In the feminine, you are in the being state. Your presence is enough. It's all about receivership. Masculine is about giving. Feminine is receiving. How can I receive fully? How can I be in my flow state? Okay? Now, we need both. We need both in our bodies. Why do we need both? Think about this. The masculine is the glass. The feminine is the fluid. Right? There's no logical way that water moves. But this is very sturdy. If we didn't have the glass, what would happen to the water? It would be everywhere. Chaotic. Total disorder. If we just had the glass and no water, how would that be? Pointless to have a glass. It's purposeless. This is the connection between the masculine and the feminine. Right? Now within us we all have masculine and feminine. The key is understanding your authentic balance. So I'll give you an example. Before I started doing this work, and when me and my husband were on the brink of divorce, I was operating unconsciously 80% in my masculine and 20% in my feminine. So what did that look like? I had a stone face. I still wore dresses. I just had a stone face. Right? Like a solid resting, don't fuck with me bitch face. Right?
Resting bitch face.
Resting bitch face. Right? Like, I'm getting shit done here. Out of my way. Move over. If you ain't man enough to deal with me, move over. Give me your balls. I'll carry them. Move over. Very uncomfortable. I have no idea how you guys walk with balls. It's very uncomfortable. What the fuck? I can't even sit properly. Like right? I was operating at my inauthentic balance, and it's about balance. So as a result, the flip side that happened to him was he ended up, because for a long time there was the depolarization phase of the relationship. What does that mean? I'm in my masculine most of the time. He's a masculine man. Depolarizing. It's like two positives of a magnet. It was like that the whole time for 10 years. We were fighting constantly, or it was like living with a buddy. Right? Very little intimacy, because it was like... So eventually, because he got exhausted with the fight, he dropped into his inauthentic feminine. That was the demasculation. So he handed me his balls and I took them. So then at least we had polarity. The reason this happens is you've got polarization, but it's inauthentic. So you've got positive, negative, like on a magnet, which means that we have intimacy, but it's like scratch and itch and intimacy. Right? It's like that. All right then, let's go. Right? And how that shows up in a man who is in his inauthentic feminine balance, because he needs both, remember the glass, how that shows up for a man is he becomes a pleaser. He's a yes man. He says yes when he means no. He struggles to make decisions. You'll hear him say, I feel lost. Or he's very quiet. He just takes the shit and it just builds up in his body, and often they'll end up with disease over time if this isn't addressed. It's the kind of man that they say, is under the thumb. Do you know? Does that answer your question? Yeah. So, this is why it's fundamental that we take care of our own balance. Because the minute I switched my authentic balance, the numbers are arbitrary. Don't get fixated on the numbers, just to illustrate the point. My authentic balance when I'm comfortable is around 70% feminine, 30% masculine. Because you still need to get shit done. But my driving force is my feminine. So when I make a decision, it's from my feminine. So I call it aligned, I call it aligned action.